as well. And here we go, we're getting into our next series. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our Brazilian Terran player. The Red Terran representing Team Hellfire. It is YanXII. Or Yan12. Just call him Yan. We have Yan. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the pink Zerg player from land of Brazil representing Eximius Gaming. It is DemonOfNight. We go. Don Milon. Someone who sleeps a lot. Yeah. Someone who sleeps in. 17 washed. True. But we are getting into this. We do see DemonOfNight going for a 12 pull, I believe. It's going to be a 12 pull opener, hyper aggressive. Does make sense for those who are curious. I was responding to someone earlier, someone asking about the skill level of the players. In the previous round, Demon as well as his opponent were of the skill of around diamond level. Meanwhile, Yan, of course, is coming in as a GM, so Yan is a heavy favorite, but we'll see what Demon has to offer and whether he can cause a crazy upset. It's happened before, we'll see if it can happen again. Here we go. Here we go, as Ling's going to be moving out across the map. They're headed over towards the top left-hand corner. Well, that's moving out towards the bases of Yan. And Yan, likewise, coming in with the SCV Scout. For the time being, he's in the dark, but he is moving out with the SCV, trying to get a read on what's going on. And the SCV will come across the Lings. We'll get eyes on this, they will confirm. So Yan is fully aware. Ling's moving out across the map. Back at home, Yan, who does have his Reaper, is going to keep it back at home. With the help of this Reaper, we should be able to shut down these Lings. Now, the goal of the Lings is to delay the expansion, to delay the CC. And they will attempt to. Going for the worker, but alas, the Reaper does come down and we'll be able to shut down these Lings. As long as the micro is good, we should be okay. Second SCV goes down. Not a bad delay here. Not a bad delay from Demon. Outside of that, Yan should be able to get back into his own setup, back across the map. I'm curious what we invest into. We have potential to go towards a Roach Warren and towards additional gases to go for a Roach Rush. For now, we're staying gasless here from DemonOfNight. Bold move. Bold move, staying gasless. Ling's going to be stutter stepping forward, going for the SCV. It looks like another SCV goes down. Okay, 3 SCV kills. Not bad. We get 3 SCVs. We get cleaned up. That is true, and the Reaper can now move out across the map, but that was not insignificant. We get 3 worker kills, and we delay the expansion. Not too bad here by Demon. Back in the main base. Oh my god, we are getting into a 2-1-1. Oh, Yan. Okay. Something very aggressive. The second Rax was hidden in the back line behind the mineral line, rushing into Stim, and this is going to hit like a truck. No third CC in sight. We're going to be hitting a very strong Stim timing with 2 medevacs. It's going to be 16 Marines and Stim, and I'm not too sure if DemonOfNight will have enough to defend. Remember, still no gas. No gas means no roaches, means slow Lings, means purely queens to defend. And if this was against a standard opener, I'd say we'd be okay. If this was Hellion Banshee into a third, then DemonOfNight could do this. He could pull this off. But against something more aggressive, being gasless like this, it's just so risky and you're so vulnerable. Again, you purely have queens and slow Lings to defend, and Stim is halfway done. Here we go. Here we go. As the Reaper does get across the map, does get eyes on the third base at least. There's that Roach Horn that we spoke of. Again, we're working towards Roach production, but we have no gas. That's the problem right now, is that sure, Roaches are on the horizon, but it's going to take a little bit to really get into Roaches, and by the time we do, the army of Yan is going to be barreling down the bases of Demon. Reaper it dives into the main base, does get eyes on the Roach Warren. We're fully aware of what's going on. 1 drone goes down. We get 1 worker kill, and we're going to get a 2nd drone as well. 2 drones in the main. Back across the map, the Bio Army has been building up, and here we go. We're going to be sending it across the map. Oh, we leave 1 Marine back? No. We leave 1 Marine behind, so it's going to be 15 Marines instead of 16, but regardless, the DPS is there. And what is the army looking like? We have 5 queens. We have 5 queens here for Demon. and nothing else. 5 queens, no lings, no roaches, no nothing. And Yan, he can stim, and he can win. It was a risky move here by DemonOfNight. He had no scouting information whatsoever, didn't know what was going on. The army sims on forward, we focused on 1 queen, the 2nd, and the 3rd as well, and that's the army. That's the army here of DemonOfNight. We're busting into the mineral line. Spore Crawler's gonna go down. And we can go for the drones, we can go for the kill, we can go for the economy. And drones are going down left and right. There is no saving this. And sure, roaches are trickling in, but honestly, this bio army, it can hold its own. It can hold its own against individual roaches like this. Roach count is building up, but again, it's just not enough to keep up with this army. We do see YanXII picking up, getting the hell out of there. Does make sure he trades as efficiently as possible, preserves his bio army. We have the 2nd wave. We have the 2nd push getting ready here with more marines, with tanks as well. And DemonOfNight, his economy is in shambles. Well, we have no saturation at the natural, barely any at the 3rd base. And Yan is coming in to punish. As I mentioned before, like, this build of choice from DemonOfNight would have been more ideal against something more economic if Yan had gone for a standard 3cc into 111 Banshee. Then Demon would have been fine, 100%. He would have been okay. All he would have had to do is keep up with the Hellions and of course shut down the Banshees, which you can pull off with Queen. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, DemonOfNight wasn't aware, right? He didn't scout the main base, he didn't know how aggressive the Terran was going to be. And that's why we were woefully underprepared. And scouting and knowledge is key here, and yeah, we just roll over the main army, going for the kill. GG, well played, and Yan will take game number 1. GG. Yan will take the first game, and Yan is the favorite player in this series. That is true, but I want to believe that DemonOfNight can, of course, learn from this and grow from this experience as well. That's why we always champion more amateur players competing in these online events. Again, whether you're a diamond, whether you're a platinum, whether you're a gold, it is always amazing to see these players like competing and being up there with the best of them. And part of it can be, you know, just wanting to play against some of your favorite players. Like, I always remember playing against Innovation, playing against Ryung in a Lima League every single week. It was always a lot of fun. Playing against Bunny as well. Likewise, you can also use it to learn, right? To kind of see what your weaknesses are, to understand how you can be exploited so you can grow yourself as a player. And, you know, those replays can be quite valuable to you, especially mirror matchups. If you end up against, you know, a pro player of your own race, then you can also learn quite a lot from that as well. So yeah, it's always a lot of fun. Or you can just want to be a part of the community and want to be a part of the tournament, just so you can get involved here with other like-minded players and other people from your own scene, from Brazil. So much love. Much love here to, again, like Defnix earlier. And even here, DemonOfNight. And here we go, we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura. We have the Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Hellfire. It is Yan. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Pink Zerg player representing Eximius Gaming. It is DemonOfNight. Going for an extractor trick. Okay, it looks like, I was gonna say 15 hatch. We could go 15 pool, I suppose. But it looks like a 15-15 never mind. I was gonna say 15-15 variation. Not quite. Oh, as DemonOfNight going across the map with the drone. Okay, you have my attention. Now, unfortunately, it looks like a 2x Reaper. Looks like 2x Reaper here out of Yan. We're going for the proxy across the map. DemonOfNight cheesing it up here, which I appreciate. Unfortunately, he's up against 2x Reaper. Second Rax is on the way. We're going to be massing Reaper here. And Yan is going to have quite a lot of DPS potential. Quite a lot to work with. Oh boy, I'm a little bit concerned. Now, the way this works is that Yan should be making 3 Reapers. 3 Reapers from the Terran player should be moving out across the map. From here, we expand, of course. Like, this is not an all-in out of Yan. And what I'm concerned about is when the army gets across the map, when the Reapers get across the map, there's not going to be a lot to work with. The drones are going to have a very hard time surviving even against the Reaper aggression. Our sporting pool's on the way. Getting into our gas income. First Reaper is soon going to be moving out across the map. Now, Yan did not go for an SCV scout. There's at least that. Because of that, Yan has, or he's going to have a delayed scout of what's going on. He's going to have a delayed reaction. But it's delayed, but it's still going to be there as Yan is moving out with that first Reaper. There's that Roach Warren on the way. Roach Warren is in production. DemonOfNight even droning up the proxy. Let's go. But the goal here is to get into roaches and to produce roaches across the map and to morph in Ravagers and lay siege upon the natural base. Ooh, Spine's on the way. That's a bold move. We have a Spine Crawler back at home. Reaper has arrived. And now we realize, hold up, where's your expansion? Where's your natural? Something is wrong. Something doesn't add up. Something does not add up here. As Reaper heads into the natural. Picking away at the economy here, forcing out gases, forcing out a Spore Crawler or Spine Crawler even. And now we're up to 2 Reapers. Drones are falling. We have 3 drone kills. We don't quite get behind the mineral line. We don't quite get behind the gas. Not yet. So we're not fully aware of what's going on. But additional Reapers are on the way. We have a bunker behind the Raxes. We have spotted the creep. We're aware of what's going on. And from here, Yan can race back home. Now, what I will say is that typically against this kind of build, you can throw down the bunker outside the front door, pre-pull SCVs to repair, and these Raxes can then get into tech labs and produce Marauders. That's typically how players like Beyond do respond to this. So this isn't quite ideal, but it's going to be good enough. As at least we have our bunkers. Our Ravager is finishing up. Spine Crawler getting within range. Typically, I believe with this setup, the Raxes will eventually have to lift. They're going to have to lift and reposition as they are exposed. Oh, as we do miscontrol a little bit there. DemonOfNight getting a little bit too excited. Lost his own Spine Crawler for a moment. Yeah, and as we mentioned, like these Raxes, they're going to have to reposition. They have to pull back. Reaper's going back to the main. Getting up. Another drone. Another drone goes down. Can we get the Queen? We can! The Queen goes down as well. No more injects. No more transfuse. No more Queen back at home. Spine Crawler is repositioning. The Reapers, they just rotate around. They head towards the other side. One Spine is not enough. And back at home, Yan is holding. Yan is holding on. Biles, sure, they did connect. We have voice repair. We deny any kind of gas income. And the economy's in shambles. DemonOfNight down to 12 drones. And the Reapers, they just keep rotating. They just stay out of range of the Spine Crawler. They rotate over. They get even more drone kills. And time is working against DemonOfNight here. And we just don't have enough. We just don't have enough to break through. The Miles! Up! They do connect. They take down 3 SCVs. Not too bad. The first bunker will fall, but we have a second bunker behind that. We have Cyclones amassing. Reapers on hold position. There we go. Second Rax does reposition. Behind this, we can get into add-ons. We're getting to our 1-1-1. Oh, sorry, 2-1-1. We're working towards Vikings alongside Cyclone production. Again, barely any mining going on here for DemonOfNight. Leading out 16 drones. Now DemonOfNight is completely... I mean, he was already all in, but there's no more longevity here for our Zerg player. Does get a couple of biles off. Does get a couple of biles off here as we do see Yan racing all the way back. I mean, the Ravager count is looking decent. We do take down some SCVs. Likewise, Bunker's going to be falling. We have Reapers coming in from behind, once again catching more drones. And from here, we can just collapse on the Ravagers. First Ravager goes down. Spine Crawler as well. The tank does siege behind this, and Yan will break out. Yeah, there's just not enough to stop him. The Ravagers fall. The Queen as well. Now we're getting on top of the base. And behind this, we have how many workers mining? 8 drones. We have 8 drones back at home. Barely an economy. I mean, we have additional roaches to try to hold the line, to try to buy any kind of time here. But Alas, it was just an unfortunate game state for DemonOfNight. We mentioned before that it was just unlucky that it was 2-Rax Reaper. Because it was 2-Rax Reaper, that meant that there were additional Reapers to harass, and we saw that the Reapers, they went to town. They got over 16 drone kills here across the map. They picked off the Queen as well, and they just harassed DemonOfNight to death, essentially. DemonOfNight, even. Like, that triple Reaper just was so successful. And eventually, again, it just outscaled a DemonOfNight. So just an unfortunate opener to be up against, and just a little bit unlucky there. It was almost best case scenario for Yan. I'm sure the Roach Ravager was able to deny the Raxes for a moment, but outside of that, they weren't able to achieve too much. Scan reveals there is no expansion. What do we have here on top of the high ground? We have 2 Roaches and 2 Ravagers. There's no anti-air. There's no anti-air, which means the Viking can just hunt down Overlords. Overlords, they can just be hunted down. And yeah, he's amassing his army, getting ready to bust into the main. We have an armory on the... We don't even need the armory, but okay. Armory is on the way. Getting fully saturated on 2 bases. Working towards 1-1. 3rd CC going to be landed. Yeah, and just securing himself. And it will eventually push in. Looks like we're waiting for Stim. We're waiting for our upgrades before we can really just break through. Likewise, reinforcements moving out as well. And once we have our army together, once the upgrades kick in, there's not much to stop him. There's a world where maybe we can bile the ramp and actually have some decent connections and slow down the push, but again, even with those 4 biles, Yan just has so much to work with. Yeah, the tank's gonna be encroaching on the army. Where Ravager falls back, there's no piles on the ramp. Not even those piles will connect. We collapse on the main army, and with that, Yan will be able to take this. GG, well played. And Yan is looking to make a deeper run here in the tournament. We missed him last week, but we won't miss him this week. Not this time. Good luck, Bragaran. Good luck, Fafi. Good luck. GG, well played. Yan takes it 2-0. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Congratulations to Yan as he does take the series. Again, he came in as the favored player. It was going to be difficult for anyone to go up against him. It was going to be difficult, and Yan will take it. GG, well played. Oh, God. God, Papi, God. Yan will take it. And now let's have a look at the bracket to see who he is facing off against if he has an opponent. I'm ready. I'm excited.